For the first year, there were about 4 women students who were in the architecture program. I was the only woman student who was in the landscape program. In the second year, a number of additional students joined us in the landscape program, and there were several students who had perhaps tried architecture and gotten discouraged, and then they were encouraged to try landscape. So Beatrice de Winthuisen-Coffin, Sue Troutman, there were 2 or 3 more. Vilma Blanco was one. So there was a group of women in the second year, and there was always a little scandal because there were so many new students in second year. The studio wasn't large enough, and for some reason or other, they decided to put the women in a small studio in Hunt Hall, and the main studio, of course, was in Robinson. And, you know, we didn't complain because we just felt we were lucky to be students at the GSD at Harvard. However, of course, there were people who have fussed and fumed about that ever since. And as far as I was concerned, it led me to make friendships with the first year students who were in the adjacent studio. But there were a number of people who felt that it was, you know, it definitely had some sexist aspects, that they would grab all the women and plunk them in a studio that was more distant and, you know, not in the heart of things. But it didn't particularly bother me. But I had the pleasure of working with some good students who, you know, were fun to work with. But the men students were also fun to work with. And I learned from all the students of both sexes. It was a good occasion when you learned as much from the students as you did from the faculty, and I learned a lot from both.